on. I'm gonna share it. Hold on. Oh my God. Oh, here we are. I'm reconnected. I'm reconnected. Oh boy. Now I'm gonna be doing this, and I'm gonna get disconnected a few times. Maybe I should just drive the highway so that I don't get disconnected from my adoring fans. Let me here. I'm gonna put this here. I can't hold it the whole time. Sorry. No, I'm not. Sorry, not sorry. I'm not. What's up, everybody? I'm pretty energetic today. It's interesting because I had a long day at work yesterday. It was very busy, but in a way, it's better for me to stay busy because in boredom, I get tired. I get when I get bored, it's like the energy drains, and when I'm busy and excited, it builds more energy. It's sort of like a workout for the spirit, I guess you'd say. Instead of just, you got to work out your soul, you got to work out your body, and you got to work out your mind. I mean, I think it's kind of like all encompassing, right? Because I'm putting together stuff at work, and if there's a lot of people looking for different things or whatever, I can, it really does just keep you more busy and keep you more, it's like, I feel like in a way, my soul is an energy vampire to myself if I don't keep busy, right? Idle hands, as they say. I was talking to a coworker, and he was saying, there was a time where at an old job of his, he's an artist. He draws, I guess. And there was a little shed that him and a few other workers had built at one point at the old place that he worked at. One day he was bored. There was some extra paints, and he took his marker and he started drawing and doing basically some graffiti. But I guess it was really cool. He made this graffiti on this shed that they had built at work. And then after about a week, the bosses came by and saw that there was graffiti on it, and they had like a giant meeting, I guess, at this old place, and they were like, we know who did this, but whoever the culprit is that made this graffiti, they need to come forward, and we'll give you like a few hours. So eventually he did fess up to it, I guess, within that window. And they said, yeah, we knew it was you. And he's like, no, you didn't. You didn't know it was me, because he looked at where the camera placements were at this place. Hey, what's going on? I don't know who said hi. Yabadul Q74. Hi. So I'm talking about a coworker of mine who did some graffiti at his old job at this little shed that they had outside. And they said, oh, we know that you did it. And he had told me, he's like, I looked at where the cameras were, and there's no way they knew it was me. They knew who went in there, but they don't know who did it. So, but he confessed, and then they made him buy paints to cover it and just paint over it and look whatever. He didn't get fired or anything. So I guess he was a pretty good worker, enough that he didn't get fired for that. Yeah, lady, you're a bitch. Some people, they pull out of a street and then they just sit, they don't realize that traffic is coming towards them, and maybe they should sit there for a minute, but they don't want to get stuck, so then they just block everybody because the other side of traffic hasn't moved. And it's like, dude, what are you doing, lady? Who else is saying hello? Blirand Bardi. I'm thinking that I've got the Indian crowd right now. Hi. Or over there somewhere. Over there. There's Americans talking about over there because we like to go over there and take control. Yeah, sorry. I'm American. Thanks. You could probably tell by my accent. A generalized American accent. Most people, they're like, where are you from? But if I say water, sometimes like, oh yeah, I do have a slight New England accent. But I also, in a weird way, I've noticed that sometimes when I say words, I say them in a Maine accent, which most of my family is from Maine. Oh, doxed. But also, sometimes I say certain words in this weird sort of half Mexican accent that my mom used to have, because certain words she would say in a weird way. Anyway, other people are saying hi, hello. Biribandi, I subscribe. Thank you so much. Yes, everyone who, if you come across this, you better subscribe or I'll find you. No, I'm just kidding, If you want to subscribe, go ahead. You know, I mean, I've been putting, we've been broadcasting our morning show on this channel as well as the International Rangoon channel, but you should subscribe there too, because that's where, you know, we're going to put the bulk of the projects that me and Jim Grindle and Damon J. Rogers and Charles, just Charles, brother husband Charles, as he's known, or Sexual White Chocolate, if you will. That's his other nickname. And also, hopefully Richard Kish is going to get in the mix soon again too. I mean, you know, we like having I like having someone that's much older than me because I don't feel so old. That's why we keep you around, Kish. Just kidding. No, you're awesome. Can you speak German? No. Wunderbar. I can say a couple of words, but my mother was half German. My grandfather was full-on redhead German guy. I remember, yeah, you know what? I am gonna go highway. Yeah. I'm gonna go to the highway. There was the moment right there where I could have turned and I could have taken back roads all the way to work. But I kind of like going to the highway because it's actually not that bad of a highway. There are some highways when you go to them, it's like a little dangerous. This one, not as many people in the morning are driving on it, so I'm okay. But yes, I can speak some words of German. They're very hard to pronounce, although they're easy to read. That's one thing about German I've kind of noticed. You know, when you read a word, you can sound it out pretty easily. Not like English, American English, or even like French. French, you know, you look at a word, it's like half the word you don't even say. And in French, it sounds like you're puking. But German sounds like you're like, sounds like you're hawking up a loogie. But then again, you know, in that area where there's mountains and it's probably pretty moist, you need to hawk up a lot of loogies. So maybe that's why it sounds like that, huh? But yeah, my grandfather was full on redhead German. And whenever I watch the movie Santa Claus is Coming to Town, well, the animated, the claymation version of it, I'm reminded of him. Like, it almost looks like him. It's kind of hilarious, the Kris Kringle from that. But so just so you know, a little bit of me. Every time that's on, I'm like, oh, Papa John. My name is German. Oh, is it? Blerand. Oh, okay. Your name is German, but are you German? So you're from Germany? Sweet. I would love to go to Oktoberfest. I have been to Germany though. When we were living over in Italy, my dad was in the Navy. We lived in Sicily, and we actually drove from Sicily through Italia into Austria. We stayed in Innsbruck in Austria, and also went to Vienna on like a bus trip. And then we went into Germany. We stayed near Munich, and then we also went to another place in Germany. We also went a little bit farther north, not super far north. I don't think we made it all the way to Frankfurt, but I can't remember exactly where we went. But I remember I did like an Adventure Kids kind of thing there, like a little. Yeah, my parents wanted to do all these different tours and stuff, and they went on a bus tour to Liechtenstein and all these other little places. And they knew that I wasn't really going to be that. I didn't really want to do that. At the time I was like 13 or 12 or something. Yeah, 12, 13 years old. So to keep me just sitting on a bus trip and just staring out, they were like, yeah. So they put me. We were near an American base, an army base, and there was like a kids summer camp that did interesting things. Like literally the day that they brought me there was an overnight stay up on one of the mountains. I can't remember exactly which one, but we got, so they're just like, is it okay if your son does a sleepover the first night? And they're like, you're gonna take our kid from us for one night so we can spend one night alone because we've been on this trip for like 2.5 weeks and every night he's in the hotel room with us? Of course you can take him. Please take him. So yeah, and I remember, yeah, so here I am with a bunch of strangers going up this mountain. I mean, nothing nefarious or weird happened, I don't think. But there was a girl that was cute that I liked. So I was like, all right, cool. You know, this is going to be fun. And we all slept in the same bed. I remember it was like this really, we were at a hostel. And there was this one big bed that all the kids slept. Wait, was it one big bed? Was it a couple big? It might have been a couple big beds, and the boys slept in one. I can't, you know, now maybe there were nefarious things happening, huh? Yeah, 67. You're 67? Oh, well, I'm about to turn 46, if you believe that. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I know. Oh, hey, 6 likes. Thanks, guys. Thanks, people that are subscribing. Oh, no. No, you're not. Oh, 6, 7. Even though I'm almost 46, I get it because I have little kids. You know, anytime the word, you know, anything near 6, 7 is mentioned in my house. I got 4 children being like, in the 9th. No, in the 9th. You're 9? No. In the 9th inning. What time is it in Germany right now? You're about what? I'm gonna say 7 hours or 8 hours, 9 hours ahead, maybe. You know, it's like 5 or 6 in the evening, or 5 in the afternoon, evening. Oh, you're eating dinner now. Well, have some lager, have some beers, okay? And yeah, I think, when did we go to Germany? It must have been summertime, right? Yeah, so it was around July. Yeah, I mean, I've never been to Oktoberfest. I'd like to go. That would be a fun trip. And, you know, I think, you know, even though it's expensive to travel to Europe, no, in the 9th. Okay, well, you know, you just say, like, no, the 9th. You know, you gotta put a little more explanation. I understand there might be, is there a little bit of a translation problem? I mean, you know, I understand. I do talk a little fast. I could slow down a little bit, you know. Then, like I said, when I slow down, I get bored, and then my vampiric soul eats my energy away. St. Pauli girl. That's what I remember. You know, I was young enough where it's like that was what I wanted to see in Germany, but I was kind of too young to see any of that. Yeah, but I remember. Well, it wasn't in Germany, but in Austria, in Innsbruck, it was summertime. So, I mean, it is in the mountains, and there's all, you know, it's like ski lodges. I think we did actually get in one of there's like 2 different parts of the town, one down below and one up a little higher. And we did get in one of these, like, big ski lift type thingies and go up, I remember. That was a fun time. I really loved Germany. I mean, I loved how clean it was, how you know, people seemed very nice, even though, oh, that's right, although, now I don't know if there were kids. All right, so I went to that Adventure Kids thing, or whatever it was, and summer camp for a week. We stayed in this area for a week, so I went every day back to this little teen club and got in, and you know, like I said, we did various things. I think we got in canoes on one day, and we went down a river. And there was also a water park that we went to. What's this guy doing? Thanks. We went to a water park for one day in Germany, and I remember getting, like, kind of mad because there were people saying, "Oh, Americans," like pointing at us and stuff. And, you know, I mean, I had a little chip on my shoulder as a kid because being an overseas military personnel family, you know, you just hear you always hear that, oh, people in Europe hate us. Oh, they hate the Americans. Oh, they think the Americans are terrible. And, you know, that's why a lot of times the military will tell the people and their families, hey, you know, try to be respectful, be a good representative of America here so that they don't hate us more. But I had that in my head, so when these kids are pointing us out as Americans, I literally turned around, and here I didn't know these other kids that were in the summer camp thing very well, and, you know, whatever, but I just turn around, I'm like, yeah, American? You got a problem? Yo, come on. As I think about it now, I'm like, oh yeah, here I am being I was being an obnoxious American right at that moment because I couldn't deal with the fact that people are just mentioning Americans. I don't know if I'm cutting out. Am I getting disconnected? Was it H20? I'm not sure. Again, I'm talking like 1994, maybe. Yeah, around that time. 94 or 95 is when I went to Germany. So was H20 there? Yeah, 94 or 95. See, I'm probably disconnected. Am I getting all jumbly and weird? I mean, everyone left. I got 6 likes though, probably a few subscribers, but I don't know if it was H20. It could be H2O. Oh, H2O, H20. Actually, so wait, H2O. So does that mean the periodic table is the same everywhere? I never even thought of it like that. I mean, I guess not in countries that don't have the same alphabet, but I guess countries that have the same basic alphabet, is it because we came up with the periodic table and like everyone else has to follow it? Yeah, America. But yeah, I'm not sure if it was H2O or H20, whatever. Like I said, it's 1994, 95 when I went to, around that time. Okay, I can't remember exactly. It was a long time ago. So has it been open since then? Maybe. Like I said, I think we were near Munich, kind of close to Munich, within about a half an hour. Is there an American base near there? See, I should go look. I should ask my dad about that because again, I half remember it. I was, it was a few lifetimes ago, really. If you want to be honest, like, I mean, since then after we lived in Sicily, we moved to Massachusetts, and that's kind of where I've been ever since. But a lot of things have happened since then. I'm a completely different person, obviously, than when I was 13. We're talking 33 years ago. 32, almost 33 years ago. Wow. It's been 30-something years since I've been to Europe. Damn. I mean, I have been out of the country. I went to the Caribbean years ago, for like our honeymoon. But other than that, I haven't been out of the country, which, it's not a big deal. I mean, there's a lot of stuff in America I still haven't seen. I have not. I've been to Texas. That's as far west as I've been. I've been into Tennessee. I mean, we traveled through Tennessee. We did stop at like a couple hotels or, a couple different spots in there. I mean, I've been to upstate New York when I was a little kid, but other than that, I've never, all over Pennsylvania. Up and down the East Coast of America, I've been, definitely. Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire, sure. Yeah, I used to drive truck, and I actually did have to drive way up into Vermont a couple of times. New York, Long Island, Jersey. I mean, I've driven through Jersey. I haven't really, actually I went to Atlantic City, so yeah, I've been to Jersey. Stayed there for a couple of days, but again, traveling is so expensive, and now that I have 4 kids, it's almost unrealistic to be doing that unless we were super rich. So hey man, if you want to give me some money so I could travel, and I would definitely do some lives if I was traveling places. That's what I'd love to do something like that, do like a travel show. I mean, I'm very I'm very personable, and I had my